Jackson from the Church of What's Happening Now. Today I sit here and have my fireside chat with the nation. I go on record today, as I hang the African American flag next to me. I go on record to say this right here, that I do not support the act of the former police officer, the former officer in the state of California, Christopher Dorner. I don't support his act. I think it's although some may secretly see it as an act of bravery, as they compare him to a Nat Turner and many people of that nature. I do not see it as an act of heroism. I see almost as an act of from someone that's from the cowardly school of containment. Why do I see it that way? Because anyone can pick up a gun and sneakily kill someone. Anyone can do those harmful acts to many, but will it help? Mr. Christopher in his manifesto states that there was things done wrong in 2008 or before that when he had joined the LA Police Department, and he said that he was fired because of his act of bravery at that time and condemning the officers that done the harm, which we perceive to see as some form of racism against African American or whatever individual he said it was. I'm not sure at this point, but I will say this right here. At that point, there was an act of heroism when you have made the complaint. But to take these acts as you have done the last few days is an act of truly cowardice. Because we and the African American nation really do not need this kind of publicity. We don't need this kind of thing tangled or tied to our backs at all. Not because I'm sitting here today as a coward. No, I am not a coward. Those that sit down and see things wrong and decide to fight as men or fight as women are the true heroes. In this form of act here is truly an act of cowardice. I say that right there without any regret and everything. Again, will you join me as I say these true words? I purge my allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic in which we stand, one nation, under God, indivisible, for liberty and justice for all. I must, as a Reverend and as a citizen of this nation, African American, whose family has been through, I imagine, many unjust periods in this nation as anyone else, as any other African American family. As of January 1st, I counted 150 years of freedom for my own family, my grandmother being 12 years old when the Emancipation Proclamation took place. And I say these words here as I relive a lot of the artful work of Dr. King and things of that nature, that this act that you're doing at this time is unwarranted. I will not support it at all. And for those that sit down and get on their computer, on Facebook and on YouTube and things of that nature, and act as though this is an act of heroism, it's not an act of heroism. And I'm very sorry that Mr. Mr. Christopher Dorner, decided to take on this act, because this is not an act of heroism. We have fought many battles in the courts. We have fought many battles and won those battles. We've lost a lot of battles, but we've won. We've won a lot of these battles. And to take on this act and things of that nature, when there's so much work that needs to be done in the community, it's just so countless thousands of work where our aggression and things of that nature can be reversed. And when we feel a sign of rejection, if we believe that it's a hidden secrecy, some hidden racism and things of that nature, you cannot fight people to make them like you. You cannot do that. None of us have that power. You know, one thing I often said years ago when I was on a humble radio station in Plainfield is here. The word love is I love you. We can disguise it, we can holler it, we can put many banners in the sky and talk about love, but love is I love you. You cannot make or pay anyone to love you. Ask the rich. They will tell you that you can't buy love. That's one thing you can't buy. Love is a kind act, a kind emotion that comes from someone, and the fact that they elect to love you is a good thing. But those that don't love you don't mean that you're not worthy of love. Rejection is a part of life. And let me say this right here. We must get used to it, whether it's rejection from white Americans, or rejection from anybody, or rejection from black American, African American Americans. Rejection is rejection, and you must get rid of it. If we start fighting, if we start taking blows at everybody we thought that didn't like us, everyone that we thought that dealt us an evil blow, that we would be fighting day and night. I'm going to say this, I end with these words here. This here, using this to solve our problems, will only get you this. And we're going to have a bloody fight, a punch after punch. Is it worth it? No. Because you know what at the end of the game is? It's this. And if you had to use this and then meet with this to get this, meaning love, then in your mind you know that it's not true love. Again, I am the American Reverend Zachariah A. Jackson from the Church of What's Happening Now, and I rebuke the actions of the LA police officer, Christopher Dorner, I believe it is. You know who I'm talking about. I rebuke the actions that you decided to take. To me, it comes from the cowardly school of containment. It's only a coward that can sneak around and shoot people and things of that nature when there's so much other love that I believe a man of your capacity with your high training could have done. You know, it's all about who we believe is truly our leader. Is it God or man? I often had a prayer that said that, we want to believe man more than we want to believe God. Again, I am the American Reverend Zachariah A. Jackson from the Church of What's Happening Now. Thank you for sitting with me and listening to me on this fireside chat. Thank you. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America. Thank you. Good night.